Wow, Alexia's.
Alexia,
I wore the hippie shirt.
you got the hippie shirt on. I know, Alexia, you have trouble sleeping at night. What keeps you awake about next year? What could go wrong? What are the nightmares in 2011?
The economy of Greece is not doing really well.
Well, this is TechCrunch, not the Financial Times. It never did very well, did it? Since 5th century BC.
Effect? No, it's. I mean, it was in a bubble about 2 years ago. So I mean, it had this feeling of safety, and yet there was all this tax evasion and people, retiring early and a bunch of fraud in the government, and so now people are suffering, and that keeps me up at night.
Do you think the world economy has a future?
If it does, it's starting in Silicon Valley and in New York and in places where people are, building startups and trying to change business models and disrupt existing industries. So yes, it does have a future.
Well, that's
like it or not.
That's good to know. But you said that 2011 could be the year that Facebook does its IPO and reignites the economy. What could go wrong, though? What might lead to Silicon Valley not having a great year?
What could go wrong? Are you trying to bum people out? You're like, tell me, how are things going to fail? Intense stare. What could go wrong? I try not to think about this stuff. I mean, the stock market could crash again. Facebook could buy something, could turn into Yahoo, forget its core business of relationships and try too many. I don't know what could go wrong. Really, I really try not to. I haven't thought about it all day, but I try not to think about how things could fail.
What about privacy?
I don't think that they're going to alienate users to the point where people will leave in droves. I mean, look what happened to diaspora. Okay, here's what could go wrong. Gawker just got hacked, and 1,300,000 passwords were leaked. A group called Gnosis got access to 1.5 million users in the Gawker database, and they did a dictionary attack and unencrypted about 188,000 of those passwords, and this rippled across the entire internet. Like Twitter was hacked, LinkedIn and Yahoo decided to close the accounts of users that had Gawker passwords, and it left everyone feeling really unsafe. So what can happen is another major privacy breach along the lines of Facebook, or something in Facebook, like a hack of the Gawker proportions happening on Facebook would cause users to lose trust. But I really don't foresee anything that huge happening to Facebook and getting all 550 or so million people on there to, search for another alternative. Like, diaspora was supposed to be that alternative, and they ended up having privacy problems as well. So, yeah, it can be shown that something that we've trusted our lives to, like Facebook, has a major security flaw and leaves us distrusting for a week. But humans have very little, we have very, I don't know how to say this, short-term memory. We're like fish.
You can't remember.
You can't remember things for a long amount of time. Yes.
You can't remember about memory.
You can't remember. It's that thing that was written on TechCrunch, externalized knowledge. Our memories don't last very long. We have very short-term memories. So I think that it would sting for a week. This Gawker thing is going to sting for a week, and then people will be back on Gawker commenting. It's almost like we feign ignorance or something. Like, we really don't, at the end of the day, we're scared about privacy, but not enough to leave the things that are comfortable to us. And Facebook is one of those things.
Would it be bad, do you think, in 2011 if we all lost our memories?
No, that'd be great. I, for one, would be so into that. That's like that movie Memento. I don't think, I don't think much would change. I think we'd have Google. maybe forgetting your name every 2 seconds would suck, but we have externalized knowledge. We've got our computers. It might be easier than you'd think.